Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Ambassador Khalid Mahmood, Chairman, Board of Governors, the Institute of Strategic Studies, Islamabad, ISSI. Ambassador Sohail Mahmood, Director General, Institute of Strategic Studies, Islamabad. Mr. Malik Qasim Mustafa, Director Arms Control and Disarmament Center, ACDC, at the ISSI. Distinguished speakers, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. I am greatly honored to have been asked by the Arms Control and Disarmament Center of the ISSI to send a message on the occasion of this important seminar to celebrate the 25th anniversary of Yawm-e-Takbir. Having had the privilege of deep association with Pakistan's nuclear program from the post-Yawm-e-Takbir period onwards, stretching now to 25 years in itself, I shall be very happy indeed to share my thoughts on the topic that has been very well chosen to comprehensively cover all aspects of Pakistan's nuclear program and the effects that it generates in promoting peace and stability in South Asia and development inside Pakistan. In Pakistan's national calendar of important events that we celebrate, 28th May and 30th May 1998 are two dates in Pakistan history that have come to occupy a special place of pride, as well as dates that represent national strength, national resolve, and national will to protect Pakistan. These sentiments run across the social fabric and political spectrum of Pakistan irrespective. The people in the streets of Pakistan own and support the nuclear program. The slightest hint of danger to Pakistan's nuclear capability arouses suspicions, and the people of Pakistan make it a point to make it clear that no compromises on this account will ever be acceptable. Pakistan's historic decision to respond to India's 5 nuclear tests of 11th and 13th May 1998, with 6 nuclear tests of our own, was the culmination of a comprehensive national political, scientific, strategic, and diplomatic effort going back to 1972 to preserve Pakistan's national security at all cost against external aggression. As is well known, the two events that became catalysts in forcing Pakistan's hand to choose the path of developing nuclear weapons in search of everlasting security were the humiliation of the 1971 war, followed by India's testing of a nuclear device at Pokhara in May 1974. The serious strategic consequences of both these events exposed the vulnerability of Pakistan's security against an adversary that not only traditionally enjoyed the advantages of relative asymmetry in conventional forces, but had also demonstrated its military capability in no uncertain terms. Its political will and intention to employ that capability in the ruthless pursuit of its political objectives was made quite clear to Pakistan on both occasions. All credit and everlasting national gratitude, therefore, to Pakistan's national leadership of the time for responding by doing the right thing by Pakistan and taking the right decision at the right time in the interest of Pakistan's security by proceeding on the nuclear weapons route, and mind you, against the greatest of odds. Any decision other than this would have been a strategic disaster and serious dereliction of responsibility. Today, as we celebrate 25 years of Yawm-e-Takbir, we must begin by first of all paying tribute to the founding fathers of Pakistan's nuclear program in the political, scientific, strategic, and diplomatic fields, and salute those whose collective determination, political wisdom and vision, and scientific expertise allows Pakistanis today to live and breathe in an environment of relative peace and stability without fear of external aggression or a repeat of 1971. Pakistan's nuclear project can be neatly divided into two clear eras. One, the period from 1972 to May 1998, spanning 26 years, which saw the right political decisions being taken across a unified political spectrum, irrespective of the personalities or governments in power. Breathtaking scientific milestones and breakthroughs being achieved, and superlative diplomacy at its best in providing a diplomatic cover and shielding the national nuclear effort from external harm. Allah was clearly on our side when He provided breathing space to Pakistan's nuclear program for nearly a decade when the USSR invaded Afghanistan in 1979, and the international focus on Pakistan's nuclear project was pushed into the background. This first era of 26 years enabled Pakistan to excel and move rapidly up a number of scientific notches from level 0 to a point when in 2 weeks' time after the Indian test, Pakistan's scientific community demonstrated its sound professional capabilities by celebrating success on 28th and 30th May 1998 in style. The world and India were stunned. Pakistan had balanced out the strategic equation for all times to come, and from a strategic viewpoint, India's advantage of relative conventional asymmetry and its strategies to employ the military instrument in support of its political objectives stood compromised. India has not been able to recover ever since from the restoration of strategic balance in South Asia. While there is a vast number of silent soldiers and heroes of Pakistan's strategic scientific community who contributed in fortifying Pakistan's national security, some names from amongst the leaders must be taken to acknowledge their devotion and single-minded effort in leading their super teams to success. Professor Abdul Salam, Dr. I.H. Usmani, Mr. Munir Ahmad Khan, Dr. Ashfaq Ahmed, Professor Dr. Riazuddin, Dr. Samar Mubarak Mand, Mr. Parvez Bhatt, Mr. Anwar Ali, Mr. Irfan Birni, Dr. Ansar Parvez, Mr. Naeem Ahmed, Dr. Ghulam Nabi from the Pakistan Atomic Energy Commission, the PAEC, the one and only Dr. Abdul Qadir Khan from the Dr. A.Q. Khan Research Laboratories, the KRL, along with a superb team which comprised of Dr. Fakhr Hashmi, Dr. Javed Mirza, Dr. Naseem Ahmed, Mr. Kareem Ahmed, Dr. Ijaz Mukhtar, Dr. Vilayat Hussain, and a host of others. These, ladies and gentlemen, are some of Pakistan's genuine heroes to whom we owe our deepest gratitude and respects for making Pakistan secure from external aggression. The second nuclear era of Pakistan's nuclear project commenced from the post-May 1998 test period and can be counted till as of today, spanning the next 25 years. The threads of the nuclear project were picked up from the end of the first era, when the scientists proved Pakistan's nuclear capability through nuclear tests. The work in this second era was carried out forward through the stages of conceiving, developing, and securing Pakistan's nuclear capability by converting it into a robust, comprehensive, operationalized capability based on a variety of nuclear weapons. As a consequence, Pakistan's nuclear deterrence capabilities today are based on a well-balanced triad of strategic forces based on land, air, and sea-based capabilities which deter aggression comprehensively. These operate under the umbrella of a strong command and control system under the National Command Authority, the NCA, and the Strategic Plans Division, the SPD, and are articulated through the policy of full spectrum deterrence. Taking advantage of this occasion for better understanding, I'll briefly dwell upon the articulation and implications of Pakistan's policy of full spectrum deterrence and how it keeps India's aggressive designs, including the Indian military's Cold Start doctrine, in check, thereby contributing directly to the enforcement of peace, howsoever fragile it might seem, and retention of strategic stability in South Asia. Pakistan's full spectrum deterrence capability, while remaining within the larger philosophy of credible minimum deterrence, comprises horizontally of a robust trial services inventory of a variety of nuclear weapons, a triad if you may. It is held on land with the Army Strategic Force Command, the ASFC, at sea with the Naval Strategic Force Command, the NSFC, and in the air with the Air Force Strategic Command, the AFSC. Vertically, the spectrum encapsulates adequate range coverage from 0 meters to 2,750 kilometers, as well as nuclear weapons destructive yields at 3 tiers: strategic, operational, and tactical. India's vast eastern and southern geographical dimensions are therefore entirely covered. Specifically, the articulation of full spectrum deterrence implies the following: that Pakistan possesses the full spectrum of nuclear weapons in three categories: strategic, operational, and tactical, with full range coverage of the large Indian landmass and its outlying territories. There is no place for India's strategic weapons to hide. That Pakistan possesses an entire range of weapons yield coverage in terms of kilotons or KTs, and the numbers strongly secured to deter the adversary's declared policy of massive retaliation. Pakistan's counter-massive retaliation can therefore be as severe, if not more. That Pakistan retains the liberty of choosing from a full spectrum of targets in a target-rich India, notwithstanding the indigenous Indian ballistic missile defense BMD or the Russian S-400, to include counter-value, counter-force, and battlefield targets. With the foregoing explanation, it will be quite clear that the second era, comprising of the last 25 years of Pakistan's nuclear capability, should be seen as the seamless continuation of Pakistan's strategic journey that began with the first era of 26 years. Chronologically speaking, therefore, the two neat time compartments, while being complementary to each other, would be first era from 1972 to May 1998, and the second era from May 1998 to May 2023 as of today. The journey carries on, nevertheless, in pursuit of scientific and strategic excellence, seeking qualitative improvements, but clearly shying away from a mindless and quite unnecessary nuclear arms race. In the future too, Pakistan's full spectrum deterrence capability will continue to ensure that peace and strategic stability in South Asia will prevail, and that instability will not be allowed to be introduced. If I may say, the illogical logic of mutually assured destruction, MAD, MED, will remain as relevant in South Asia as it does in Europe and across the Atlantic. Before I conclude, I shall briefly touch upon the aspects of the use of Pakistan nuclear capabilities in pursuit of civil applications for development. I am sure that Dr. Ansar Parvez will have much more to say in his presentation later today. Pakistan's crowning success in this regard has been in the field of nuclear energy, wherein, in pursuit of the NCA-approved Nuclear Energy Vision 2050, Pakistani scientists and engineers have delivered 7 nuclear power plants, which include Canap-1 of 120 megawatts, Chashma-1, Chashma-2, Chashma-3, and Chashma-4 of 325 megawatts each, and Canap-2 and Canap-3 of 1100 megawatts each. If only governments would be more supportive, the Nuclear Energy Vision 2050 plans to deliver 42,000 megawatts of electricity by 2050. And for an academic comparison, this is roughly the equivalent of 10 Kalabagh dams. Additionally, the nuclear sector has also contributed immensely in running 19 cancer treatment hospitals across all provinces of Pakistan and nuclear agriculture research centers. PAEC also runs the first degree awarding university, the Pakistan Institute of Engineering and Applied Sciences, PIAS, in order for Pakistani students to undertake undergrad, master's, and PhD programs in sensitive disciplines which otherwise would be denied to them internationally. To conclude, ladies and gentlemen, Pakistan nuclear project has delivered in all areas of national endeavor, especially so in making Pakistan secure from external aggression. The deterrence effects generated by Pakistan's strategic program have provided Pakistan with a strategic shield for times to come and has rendered India's advantages of relative conventional asymmetry near irrelevant. And for this, no amount of homage that we can pay to all our national heroes who made this possible would be enough. Yawm-e-Takbir must continue to be celebrated with humility and gratitude to Allah for making Pakistan safe and secure. I wish the Arms Control and Disarmament Center of the ISSI and all the participants of a very successful seminar. I thank you, ladies and gentlemen.